Mm, it's not Halloween, but it is for us, bitches. Welcome to the Screen Squad, guys. I'm Kev alongside Andrew, Combat Jones the Fifth. I don't know. I just added that for you. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you. I'm good, thank you.
What you drinking?
Some ginger beer.
The fuck is it? Ginger beer?
It's like ginger ale, sort of,
Oh.
but it's a little bit spicier, a little bit darker. From the Caribbean, yeah.
Caribbean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Voodoo. Yeah.
As you can tell by our attire tonight, we are going over pretty much just everything horror that we can get our hands on. First things first, our boy here went to go see something that I have yet to go see. Been a little busy. Take it away. Let's hear it. Give us all the dirt.
I went to see the highly anticipated and talked about Long Legs. Yeah. With, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, I've heard crazy things about that movie.
Did you hear good things, bad things? Like,
I've only heard like a couple bad things, mostly good things.
Okay, same. It's got Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage mainly in it. It was pretty crazy. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be like from the trailers and from what people really necessarily like talked about. They compared it to like Silence of the Lambs, which I don't think is fair. Like the only comparison to Silence of the Lambs is that it's a female FBI agent hunting a serial killer.
Okay.
That's it.
Really?
It's way more supernatural. It's way more fucked up.
So
it's way more satanic.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's very disturbing. Especially if you were like a God-fearing religious type of person, it'll probably fuck your brain up even more. Yeah. Yeah. It was very good. Like when I first got out of it, I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it. I didn't quite think it might have lived up to the hype because everybody says like 100. It was at 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, right? I don't think it is anymore. I think it's at like 90.
I think it's like a 96 or something.
Or 96 or 91. So yeah, so that makes more sense. I don't think it was like a 10 out of a 10.
Okay.
Probably more like an 8 out of a 10. But like the more I thought about it, like days after, I was like, oh, that was good.
Oh,
there is like
awesome.
plot holes and problems with things, but I have looked online and kind of like people have kind of broke it down and explained things. I don't know how they figured some shit out, but man, it was good. You got to see it.
I plan on it. First and foremost, quick cut. I do plan on, so a week from tomorrow, I am going to see the most highly anticipated movie of the year. Fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. How is that not the most anticipated movie? Cameos up the ass. Hugh Jackman's back as Wolverine. He's wearing his proper costume finally.
Yeah, it should be a big release, right?
Yeah. I'm buying the tickets tomorrow because they're going quick.
How about Twister too? I heard that's getting some good reviews actually.
Yeah, actually, I was just talking to my mother about that. So her favorite disaster movie is the original Twister.
Okay. I remember going, I don't think I went to the movies, but I remember when it came out on VHS tape and went and rented it from the video store, you know.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Watch
Bill Paxton, bro.
Yeah.
But she's saying the movie's it blows you away. And she went to go see it in the 4D RPX shit.
Right.
With the moving seats, the flashing lights, and all
Oh, she saw the new one already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said it's...
Oh, it just came out today or yesterday.
Yes.
It must have. Okay, yes.
Today, I think.
Okay, yeah. She would have been,
She said she was blown away by it. I asked her, I'm like, does it live up to the original? She said it's right there.
Wow. Okay.
Which is cool. Obviously, I feel like Bill Paxton would have been in it had he not passed away. But...
Yeah.
From what my mom said, this new cast of people does a great job of carrying the disaster torch.
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I just saw the last final trailer for Alien Romulus.
Yeah,
they released today. Yeah.
What do you think?
I feel like I might have seen the whole movie now, unfortunately. It was one of those type of trailers, but, you know, looks cool, though. It looks creepy. Like, it reminds you, like, the old the original Alien, how it's set up on like a ship, right? Stuff like that. Like,
yeah, it to me it's very reminiscent of the original movies mixed with a little bit of the video game.
Okay, yeah.
Alien Isolation. Yes. I don't know if you ever played that.
I'm a little bit familiar with it. Haven't really played it, but I saw it and I've watched like,
of it.
Some of the stuff.
What it looked like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little worried it might not live up to the hype because it's just on the ship, and like cat's already out the bag with what we know. The first movie of Alien, is special because of that.
When did they say this takes place? I thought it was like between the first and second, or before the first.
I believe so. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's either between like the first and the second, or the second. It can't be the second and third. Yeah, no. I think it something like that.
It's got to be either
right
before the first or
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna show the story of how the first one got set up. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be smart. Nostalgia.
Because we haven't really seen too many xenomorphs in the trailer. It looks more or less like one, but a lot of face huggers. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
a lot of face huggers.
Yeah,
and bitches everywhere.
Yeah, freaky.
But also speaking on Alien, the Alien series is going to be on FX. Just finished filming.
Ooh.
And it's got our boy in it from Justified, Timothy Olyphant.
Really?
Yeah.
And does it take place on Earth?
I have no idea.
Okay, because there's something that says
maybe it does.
There's something Earth in the trailer or something, or in the title or something.
I don't know. The only thing I've seen was that they just finished filming.
Okay.
Let me do a quick Google.
Yes, it's called Alien Earth. So I'm not sure,
Oh yeah, Alien Earth.
Not sure if that's exactly means it's on Earth or if it's on,
I'm kind of cool
maybe.
with that.
Yeah. Wonder where it's gonna take place.
What area it'll be centric to?
What area? What time? What year?
That's a good point.
Does it include all these other Alien versus Predator movies too?
I was
if it's on Earth,
say that. What if this bridges the gaps of AVP and AVP Requiem, or because it was teased after Requiem that there was more story to be told with the ships and all that.
Right.
So
it might be in the future then, or
maybe.
Who knows?
Anyway, the subject of tonight is horror. Andy, I got a couple questions for you just right off the bat. I gotta know your take. What to you makes a good horror movie?
Creepiness, uncomfortableness, something that's gonna make you stay up at night and not be able to sleep, and look in the corner of the dark room and not want to leave the door open and close the closet.
Not leave your foot hanging off the bed.
In a dark room. Not leave. Yeah. Shout out to Pet Sematary for that one. Oof. That's rough.
That's the whole reason. If I notice my leg ever hanging off the edge of something, I stop that shit. I pick it up immediately. Nope.
Yeah.
I know how this goes.
Walking down a dark road with no lights, that feeling of eeriness, so that noise in a dark room, of supernatural, or just stuff like that. Something that I'm not crazy with the jump scares. I prefer more of I want to say paranormal kind of movie. I like jump scares are good in that too, but I like more of the creepy stuff. I think that gets under your skin a little more.
I'm the same way. Me and you have had many open discussion about this. Slasher movies, I don't consider those horror movies. Right. They're not scary to me. It's just people running from a killer, which is it weird that half the time you're rooting for the fucking killer.
Right, and sometimes they can be scary. I understand why it is horror technically, right? But it's a little different. And it's just jump scares are kind of like a cheap way out. And I look at a lot of those movies like that with just the jump scares that are kind of a dime a dozen movies. They're more just date movies, right?
100%. Thank you. There it is.
Right.
I couldn't agree more. What I personally love, I'm glad me and you both have a huge love for supernatural movies. I remember you ever watched the show on Netflix, The Fall of the House of Usher?
Yes.
In one of the first few episodes, when the dad is telling the story about how all the kids died.
Yes.
And he's in the dark house, right? And he's just talking, and then you see someone just walking behind him. That's the shit that makes me love it.
Yeah, and
because like you gotta look around the screen looking for other shit happening, and it's not always happening. But then when it happens, you're like, oh, shit.
Right, and they did it so good in Long Legs too. Like, there's a bunch of times where you think something's gonna happen and you don't, and it's just like an open doorway or like open space, but there's nothing happening. It's just dark and it doesn't. You just wait for it, and it just like builds and builds. You know,
that's awesome.
It's what it is, right? Because a lot of paranormal stuff, like it can't be explained. It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's not true. Right. It can't be explained. And what do people not like? What they don't understand? What do people fear? What they don't understand? You know,
exactly.
What scares
and
them? Yeah,
that's what I loved about I only loved the first one, the first Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
that movie did it perfectly. Like the shots where it'd just be showing them sleeping at night, and then you would see the time speed up and then stop speeding up. You immediately, with your eyes, start scanning the screen, looking for anything that's off. And that's the beauty of paranormal, is anything paranormal isn't timed. It's not meant to happen at a certain moment. It just happens when it happens. So when you see a door open very slowly, but all the way, and then you hear a couple footsteps, and then the door slams shut, that kind of gives you the chills. You're like, oh, shit.
Right. And there's so many different types of horror movies too, right? Like they did a series on A&E, like kind of that is it on A&E or AMC? Sorry. It's like Masters of Horror. It kind of goes through every type of different like genre, I believe, or whatever it's called. There's so many different types. You got body horror, you got freaking monsters, right? And I love like some monster horror movies. Those are also some of my favorites, going back to childhood, which we will get into, you know. But yeah, so much.
There's always shit. One monster movie that sticks out for me, and this is a testament to your horror monster movie knowledge right now. Ready? Dog Soldiers.
Okay, I think I've seen it.
I think I stumped him, guys.
No, I've heard of it. I've definitely heard of it.
It's the werewolf movie.
Yes, I knew it was werewolf. I know I've heard of it. I don't know if I saw it. I might have turned it off. I don't know.
Love that movie. Best design for a werewolf.
Okay.
Like they look fucked, and I love that movie. I still love that movie.
Yeah.
I watched it on Prime the other day. I've seen it a million times.
Man, it's really It's really bothering me that I can't think of that other movie right now, too.
But I think you really hit the nail on the head as far as the best kinds of horror: paranormal, psychological, movies that make you use your brain, and movies that make you, when you go home or you finish watching the movie, you're looking at the dark corners of the bedroom that the shadows just keep gaining, and you're just focused on that, like something's there.
And horror's the best because it's like, or scary movies or whatever you want to call it, especially going to like the movies to see it, or at home in a dark room with all the lights off at night, alone, or just, you know, regardless who you're with. It's like riding a roller coaster.
It is.
It's like riding a really good roller coaster. You want to scream. You want to be scared. Like, it's all about that rush you get.
100%. Like, I know I already brought up this movie, but Paranormal Activity, when I saw that in theaters, I was in a packed movie theater with like 50 to 75 other people, and everyone jumps and screams at the same time. And after you jump and scream because you're scared, you laugh and you're just looking around like that shit was cool. And it's the whole movie's like that. I love shit like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking of The Cursed. It's a 2021 movie.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Nah, you gotta look it up. It's very good. It's kind of like play on like the Wolfman in a sort of way. And
oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's like got body horror in it too, kind of. Like it's kind of gets crazy. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, creepy. But I do remember seeing the trailer for that.
Yeah, you need to see that one. That one's good.
I will.
Yeah, so I know you want to talk about like growing up and how we got into horror, right?
Yeah, what got you, like, what was the first memory that you could remember where you're just like,
So anybody that's watched the show, and if you haven't, I mentioned that my family's from Sleepy Hollow, all of my family. So I just grew up with paranormal and into all that type of stuff. So the legend of Sleepy Hollow got me into that stuff, and like the Headless Horseman easily, and just ghost hunting and paranormal, and my father talking to me about it, and my grandparents and all their stories and all that stuff, right? And my dad would always play all types of old movies, all the Universal movie monster movies.
Oh, like Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster,
Dracula, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, Abbott and Costello.
So you've seen the original Invisible Man?
Oh yeah, Abbott and Costello, meet Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and all them. Like,
oh man,
so good. If you haven't seen them, you got to watch them. Like great comedy mixed with horror, like of the time. Like it'd be like freaking Seth Rogen and Scream now, or like him and The Conjuring, or like it's just and there was like some of the biggest stars of the time too when those movies came out. The Creature from the Black Lagoon,
classic, dude.
Woo, crazy. And so you talked about the Fall of the House of Usher, right, by Edgar Allan Poe, and my dad had the movie version starring Vincent Price, the one he had. And that movie scared the shit out of me watching it as a kid when he used to watch it late at night. Yes. If you watch it now, it might not, you don't quite get the same stuff. But back then, like that woman with the house falling down and the blood coming down her face and all that shit, like,
ooh. Jesus Christ.
And he was always very much in like that type of stuff, and Edgar Allan Poe and all those stories. So when this Fall of the House of Usher show came out, I'm like, oh, I hope they do the guy behind the wall,
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just killed it. Like, throughout the whole episode, tied all these stories in, and it was just incredible. But yeah, growing up like that, how could I not be such a fan of it all,
Was Svengoolie a regular thing in your house?
Yes.
Nice.
My dad still watches that on MeTV. Like,
I do.
Yeah. So much cool old stuff like that. And then, so
God damn,
I will mention it now because I have it somewhere on my list anyways. So in Sleepy Hollow, there's this place called Lyndhurst, and it's like a castle that's on the Hudson River, right? It's on the Hudson River. It's like a castle mixed with like a mansion. And when my dad went to school there was this huge soap opera, horror, scary soap opera on TV at the time, and it was called Dark Shadows. It was a very long running, yes, with all types of monsters and supernatural stuff, ghosts, witches, of course, the vampire Barnabas Collins, and wolves and all that. So they actually filmed the movie at Lyndhurst and Sleepy Hollow, The House of Dark Shadows, with Jonathan Frid, the one that was in the TV show, and they made a movie out of it, and that was filmed there, and I've been to it, and so he was always crazy into that. So I love Dark Shadows, The House of Dark Shadows, specifically.
Awesome,
and then when Johnny Depp redid it, they kind of did it as like a cartoon / movie.
I feel like it was like a musical type shit.
It was like a mix. It was cool. It was a good homage to what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But nothing beats like the original Sleepy Hollow, dude. I've seen that half a dozen, maybe more times, and
yeah, and that's great. It's cool, but like the people in Sleepy Hollow weren't happy about that movie.
No,
because it's not a bit close to the book or the real story. Okay. Like, the only thing that's true about it is some of the names and the Headless Horseman and the bridge. Oh, yeah. But it's completely
nothing else. Everything else was fabricated.
Right. And then just going back to literature, like the person that wrote Sleepy Hollow, Washington Irving, wrote so many great ghost stories. Like Dolph Heiliger, like, so good. To do it like the Hudson Valley and all that. He was one of the great writers of his time in that era, and still to this day. So to come up with those stories.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. That tops my story of getting into horror. God damn. From Sleepy Hollow. I'm from fucking Buffalo, man. We ain't got shit here.
Right.
My horror story is the Buffalo Bills going to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Well,
but no, what got me into this shit?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a 2-parter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the first horror movie, and I say that term loosely with this movie, but my first scary movie or slasher movie, if you will,
Yeah.
I was probably about 5 years old, right? And I walked in, and my dad was just starting to watch a movie. And at this point, I was really not a fearful kid. So my dad's like, yeah, you can watch this. I sat down. It was the 78 classic Halloween.
Okay, right. Yeah.
And
Amazing.
I fell in love with Michael Myers. I did. It was also my first boob I ever saw. So, like,
yeah, those movies were great for that back then, too. Yeah, all of them. Friday the 13th, Halloween.
phenomenal.
Yeah, come on.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Scream.
Scream, yeah.
Scream came obviously a bit later in the terms of slasher movies, but like right after that, he sat me down and made me watch the original Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, see, that was one too that like it didn't really scare me, but I remember being at a friend's house and like we were probably in like 8th grade or 7th grade. Yeah, I think it was about junior high, and there's other kids there, and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't watch this movie. It's too scary. My parents aren't gonna let me watch it," and like they wouldn't even stay there. Like, oh man, but
yeah, I remember being at parties like that.
Yes, but they blurred the lines very good. That movie, these people weren't sure about it, like especially back then without the internet, the way that it starts and it kind of explains like it really happened,
right?
You know. So and Leatherface, and then like and to tie into like what makes me into horror too, it's like the real horror of life, like serial killers and like the real things people have done that they've taken from real life events and made movies out of them and little bits and pieces of it too. That's what fascinates me and scares people too.
100%. Like,
yeah,
you watch a movie like Halloween and you could see the inspirations that it pulled from.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
like all the real life serial killers that it took little nods from. And Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
The closest thing I could think of to Friday the 13th would be the Night Star.
Yeah, right.
In LA or California, and the summer camp killings, all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, and then you look at
Ed
Nightmare on
Gein.
Elm.
Ed Gein and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, yeah.
And I also, tell me if I'm wrong, but they took the story of Waco, Texas, and kind of used that story, like the whole cult following is their
and
basis
think about
for Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, and think about like the show Midnight Mass and relating it to Jonestown Massacre.
Yep.
With Jim Jones and vampires and everything else too. Like,
and little sidebar, you got me to watch a show.
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets.
Okay. Is it you regret it or no? Good?
Fuck no, I love it.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm on season 2. I love that.
Okay.
But what I'm getting at is there was a plane crash back in, I want to believe, like the 40s or 50s.
Yeah,
maybe
it might
even
be
60s.
In the Andes Mountains.
In the Andes Mountain. Uruguayan sports team or something. Yeah. The plane crashed. They were stuck out there. Obviously, the Yellow Jackets, they were stuck out there for what, a year and a half, 2 years? Longer?
It hasn't really... We're talking about Yellow Jackets now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's still ongoing. We don't know.
Well, I believe they when you hear the adult versions of them talking, they say they were out there for about like a year and a half.
We just don't know quite completely what transpired yet.
No.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But the
Without
real life story,
yeah,
they were trapped for like 14 days, or not 14, maybe a couple months.
Cannibalism.
And they resorted to cannibalism and had to do a bunch of other shit to survive. Do you think that was used as inspiration for the... Okay.
Yeah, there was cannibalism.
Do you think that was used as inspiration for Yellow Jackets?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. I mean...
Yeah. I wasn't sure because halfway through the first season, I'm like, why do I feel like I've heard this story before?
Yeah, because there's a movie. It's called Alive.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, about the whole thing like that. It's not a horror movie, though. It's just about like what happened.
Just like a documentary shit.
And I think they had put something on Netflix not too long ago. It's a foreign film. I'm not sure if it's based specifically on that or if it's something different or a remake or something, but yeah.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, like,
freaky though.
I consider Yellow Jackets kind of like suspenseful. I don't know about the whole supernatural side of things in the story yet. If there is a supernatural side to it, I'm just scratching that surface.
Keep watching. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say the show gripped me right away. With like at the end of the first episode, by the middle of the first episode, I'm like, I'm hooked.
Yeah, and it changes too. It just keeps getting like darker and weirder and more mysterious and more fucked up. And like there were some parts like once you're gonna get to it, it creeped me the fuck out.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like that shit. So yeah.
Right. Like there's another show that I watched the shit out of the first 2 seasons of. I think I tried mentioning it to you before. It's called From.
Okay, yeah, I gotta watch that one. I gotta try that.
You need to watch From. I'll just give you a little idea of what it's about real quick. This husband, wife, and their two kids are on a road trip, right? They come across a tree like blocking the road, and obviously it's a big ass tree. They can't move it, so they turn around and go back, and they pass through this little town, and everyone's just kind of looking at them. No one's giving them any information how to get out of there. They're like, whatever, let's just keep driving. They keep driving in that singular direction, and they end up back in that little town. I'm coming to find out, everybody in that town got there the same way. They were on road trips or something, saw the tree, circled back, and all got stuck. So the show it's just them trying to get out. And it's more than that. At nighttime, there's these creatures that come out, and they will fucking rip you to shreds. So trying to survive that while trying to figure out how to get home. Phenomenal story. And did you watch Sons of Anarchy?
I have not.
You've never watched? Okay, well, the main cop, the sheriff of the town, is from Sons, and he kills it. Harold Perrineau, amazing actor. He was in Lost, too. But, dude, the show's amazing.
I never saw Lost either.
I stopped watching Lost because I figured it out after, like, 5 episodes, and I Googled it. I'm like, okay, I was right.
Okay. I thought it was still, like, a mystery kind of thing. But...
Oh, dude, no. Do you ever plan on watching it, or can I just tell you?
Yeah, you could tell me. That's fine.
Everyone was already dead.
Huh.
Like, they all died on the plane crash, and it was all in their subconscious that all this was happening.
Okay.
Weird. I know. But anyway, let's get into I'm going to rattle some shit off. We're just going to get into it. I want to see if you could match up with these, all right?
Yes.
Top 5 paranormal movies.
Okay. I'll see if I agree or I can add to it. Yeah.
Number 5, Grave Encounters.
Grave Encounters. I don't know if I've ever saw that. Holy shit. Let me look this up. Grave Encounters.
It's a B-side film. Not the best budget, but...
Okay. I think I don't know if I've saw it, but it's a ghost hunting TV show crew gets locked inside an abandoned psychiatric hospital.
It's, like imagine if Ghost Adventures actually had some crazy shit happening.
Okay. And there's been movies that have kind of done the same type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm. A couple. None that have really done it like this.
Okay.
And there's a sequel, Grave Encounters 2. It's just as good, if not better.
Okay, so I'll just mention it really quick, but like the TV show Supernatural, they do an episode that sort of has something like that. Even the X-Files.
Yes,
which I fucking love the X-Files. I love the X-Files.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
You do seem like someone who would love the X-Files.
But like the X-Files, like it's not all just aliens, which is like why I love that stuff too. But like the Christmas episode where they're locked in the mansion with the ghosts of the husband and wife and stuff like that, playing tricks on them, and it's so good. But yeah,
wasn't there an X-Files movie about 15 years ago or something?
2 X-Files movies actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for number 4?
Too. I'm a fan. Okay, what's number 4?
Exorcist Believer.
Oh, the new one?
I fucking loved it.
I didn't think it was as bad as some people said it was.
People said it was bad? I thought it was creepy and just messed up as all shit.
Yeah, I thought it was creepy. I thought it was like a bit overdone. Like
I don't like
to use the word woke because it's not what it really means, but some people would say it's woke because they used like, oh, we have to use every religion to try to get it. Like they just like threw so much into it. Like going back to the original Exorcist, I remember when I first watched that, it scared the shit out of me. My mom was like, okay, you can watch it with me, you gotta watch it, but like, oof. Yeah. Now it's just kind of like, yeah. But that's a classic. The original Exorcist, and that scared the shit out of people when it came out. Like, had people throwing up, running out of the movie theater, like, change the game. Exorcist had an actual TV series, too, for a little while. I think it came out about, like, 5, 6, 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I never watched it. Was it good?
It was all right. The first episode, the first few were creepy, and actually, I thought were pretty good, but, yeah. But yeah, okay. I liked that movie. I thought it was decent. Yeah.
It was either that or
it threw me
the
for a
newest
loop.
Evil Dead movie
With the lady dying and stuff like that, and like yeah, I didn't
with
expect
the mom dying.
Yeah.
That it was just the one scene when the girl's all fucked up and she's walking in the middle of, down the church aisle. And she's just whispering the body and the blood, the body and the blood.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that still freaks me the fuck out. And I'm a grown man who, like, I've seen some shit, and that freaks me out. But like, my number 4 was a toss up between that and the most recent Evil Dead movie.
Okay.
Oh, I loved the most recent Evil Dead.
Oh, the second one?
Yeah, not the one where they're in the cabin.
Oh,
the one in the apartment complex with the mom and the kids, and the mom gets.
I thought that one was freaky. I didn't think it was like that great.
Did you think the one in the cabin was better?
I thought that one was pretty scary in some ways.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
You're not
for
wrong.
what it
okay,
is.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I mean, Evil Dead was always kind of this
throwback to the originals. Yeah, they kind of
100%.
Made it more real.
Right. Like, obviously, that just goes with the day and age in which it was made, right? I mean, you look back at the original Evil Dead, or even Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah, the chainsaw on the arm. Yeah,
right. Like it was all kind of a campy and
exactly
jokey, whereas they took all that out and just made it straight up satanic and fuck. But like, I loved it. Coming in at number 3, you might agree with this one: Sinister.
Okay. I know that's rated number 1 on a lot of people's lists. Or like if you look it up online, it's like the most disturbing thing. Like, and people compared it that didn't like it to Longlegs in some ways. How like it started really good and then it kind of like
fizzled.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like that's Supernatural too. Supernatural serial killer kind of.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess you could compare it to Longlegs in some ways.
Okay.
And
well,
that type
if
of
I love
genre,
that, I
maybe.
should love Longlegs.
Yeah, but it's different. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's disturbing and creepy and scary, but it's not like one of my favorites. I understand why people say it is and why they put it on the list.
I'm an Ethan Hawke fan. He's done a lot of good horror films lately, like The Black Phone. I thought was fairly well done. It wasn't the greatest, but like.
Yeah,
it had a cool story and creepy effects and shots.
I agree.
And all that.
Cool story, good idea, and all that.
But number 2 on this list is actually the movie that got me into paranormal movies, and that's The Blair Witch.
Okay.
I'm talking the original Blair Witch Project, where I know I'm going to get crucified and ridiculed for this take. A lot of people hated that movie, said it was stupid, wasn't scary, and I don't disagree that it wasn't scary.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They made fun of it, like with the camera angles and the way it was.
Scary movie.
Yeah.
But like for me, I'm a sucker for found footage movies.
Okay.
Because that to me adds a bit of a sense of realism to it. Like,
yeah, there's some good found footage.
That could happen.
Right, there's some good found footage horror movies out there for sure.
You look at Paranormal Activity. The first one, I even give it the first 2. Capitalized on that hype of the found footage.
What about the VHS series?
I love movies. VHS.
Some of them are okay. Some of them are good.
Viral
some of them are
was really weird.
Yeah.
But there was a VHS 84, I think it was called, or 94 or something. I like that one.
There's like bits and pieces of some that I like. I don't like completely like the whole ones, but.
Or have you ever seen Dash Cam? Or it's called Dash or whatever. It's like a dash cam of a car, the whole movie.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I've watched it. I may have put it on. Pretty freaky.
But my number 1.
Blair Witch, though, but to mention Blair Witch is very good. Like the ending, I thought was great, which scared me somewhat, and it kind of leaves you like
dude standing in the corner.
Yeah, like wondering what's up. And then the second Blair Witch, I actually liked the second Blair Witch. That creeped me out. I actually thought that was very creepy. Soundtrack was good. It came out around the time, very nostalgic for me, like TRL time. Like, it just,
And
yeah, well
you know what's
done.
crazy? The sequel,
It's
you're obviously
different, too,
talking
from
about
the
the
first.
sequel, right?
Right.
That was just aptly called Blair Witch. That movie, I don't know if you remember how it was marketed.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't tell anybody it was Blair Witch for the longest time. It was coming out as a movie called The Woods. And then like a week or the day before it released, they switched the name and all the marketing and started calling it Blair Witch. And then let everybody know it was a direct sequel to the original.
Well, the second one is called Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2.
I'm talking the one that came out in like 2016.
Oh, okay. I remember that one. No, I'm talking Blair Witch Book of Shadows. It came out in 2000. Have you seen that?
No.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe it or not, no, I haven't.
It's the second Blair Witch, but it has to do with like some camera stuff in it. It's kind of stupid too. It's kind of like the Halloween one with Busta Rhymes in it and stuff. It's a set around that time. Like, it's kind of dumb,
what was
but
that
there's
one?
some scary
Resurrection?
parts. I don't know. I don't want to remember that one. Yeah,
that was so bad.
The the reality found footage
The
ghost hunter
fucking
people.
online show.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no,
Blair Witch, Book Shadows, Blair Witch 2, year 2000. Check it out.
okay.
Probably got a bad score on Rotten Tomatoes, but
I
it
don't
creeped
even
me
think
out when
Rotten
I watched
Tomatoes
it.
was out then.
There's some creepy parts.
The one I'm talking about, if you remember the first one, it was the girl in the woods with her friends, right?
Right.
And the girl was doing the camera work, the whole movie. This one is her brother going out looking for her.
Okay.
Like years later, he's an adult now, and he goes with his own friends. And the craziest thing about the first one is you don't ever actually see the witch, but in this one you do.
All right. Yeah, I saw it. I know I saw it. I just don't remember it, but I'm looking it up now. Yeah, I know I saw it. I remember when it came out. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. Yeah.
I liked it. I honestly liked it a bit more than the original. Maybe it's just because it was made more modern and
Right, they
it
put
had a
more
little
into
bit
it,
more
yes.
of a
Yeah.
fear aspect to it. But
that
the
Blair
Blair
Witch
Witch
really set the tone for a lot of movies to come.
it really
And the
did.
marketing, the way they did it too with the internet and stuff, if you look it up, it's very ahead of its time, without a doubt.
Dude.
Yeah, very cool.
I love it. I still love it. I'll rewatch that movie over and over.
Yeah.
It doesn't get old to me. And people could crucify me for that, make fun of me for that, call it a lame take. I don't care. That's what got me into paranormal shit.
No, that movie's revolutionary. You know, even if it is campy or corny in some ways, like a lot are, it doesn't matter. It's just some movies you can just rewatch all the time, and that one set the tone and
it was the
paved the way for a lot of fucking horror movies and a lot of promotion, internet stuff, and all that. People were freaked out by it too, and very scared at the time by it. I remember the hype for the movie. I remember the hype. I didn't see it in the movies, but I saw it on VHS when it came out, I believe. I remember seeing it. Yeah, I was like, but the end I was creeped out by. You know,
exactly. And that's what gets me. It's more of a thriller kind of suspenseful.
Right.
Thing. Like, you're
it's
not
creepy.
meant
They're
to
finding
see
these weird witch shit in the woods, and like you don't know.
Yeah, like,
and,
the stick figures hanging.
Yeah.
And you know what movie also did it good? It wasn't found footage, but they did the whole Lost in the Woods thing perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Netflix. It's called The Ritual.
Okay, somebody was talking about that movie to me recently, actually. Yeah,
it might have been me. Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like I've mentioned it to you before, but The Ritual. It's like a group of guys go hiking in Sweden, or
yes. Okay. Yep. No, somebody else was talking to me about it. Yeah, I saw that. It's creepy. It's fucked up.
I love it. And you got that deer thing with the. I don't know what that was, but I fucking love The Ritual.
I thought it was all right, but I get what you're saying. I understand.
But going into obviously my number one, we've talked about it before. I don't think you'll disagree with me on this one. The First.
Absolutely. Yeah, so good. I remember seeing it in the movie theater, and like the thing on top of the fucking chest jumping off the top. Like, there's so many.
I can see, dude.
Like, it don't get me so good. And then, like, the build-up was great to it, too. Before it came out, just to see the previews with the hand clapping and little things.
Dude,
and, like, scared
I'm getting chills as we speak.
Scared you. And there's nothing like too follow along. People may disagree, but there's nothing too out of the ordinary. Like it's based on true events. That's what makes it creepier to me. It's really supernatural. It's unexplainable. Did it actually happen the way that they did it in the movie? Maybe not, but it's more believable that it happened to me because there's accounts of all types of things like that happening in real life, right?
100%.
Right. So that's what makes a great horror movie to me too. That's the kind of movies I love, and that's why I put that at the top of my list too, without a doubt. Yeah. So there's so many different elements to that movie too. You do get jump scares, you get creepy ghosts,
but
you
they're
get
not
ghosts
your
that aren't
normal
creepy
jump
too in
scares.
some ways. Like it's just covers the paranormal spectrum and like ghosts and all that in such a great way. Yeah.
And I love the way it starts with the Warrens doing that seminar.
Yes.
And telling the story of an exorcism that they did.
Right.
Which is crazy because that exorcism ties into the nun.
Right. Yeah.
So it's all connected. But without a shadow of a doubt, the first Conjuring movie is the best one in the whole universe of their movies.
I really wonder if they had all those ones planned after, like, when they did. I don't think they did. I think it just did so good, and from all the other stories and like from the accounts of the Warrens that it was very possible to branch off and do all that. Yeah.
Like the fact that they did the third one, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah.
They gained a lot of hate for that one.
Yeah, I didn't think it was as great. I loved the second one too. I thought
I love the second one. The first one to me is better.
I agree.
The second one was great because of the nun. The third one was too real. Mm-hmm. Like, does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
we all know the court case that it was about.
There's a whole documentary
on Netflix, The Devil on Trial.
God, and what a laugh that is.
I know.
You pork chop.
Fuck out of here with that. Like,
it's a bunch of bullshit, man. I'm sorry. Like that kid just needed help, man.
Yeah. You're starting to wonder why the boyfriend did what he did.
Yeah. Fuck you, pork chop.
And the way they tied in is it was like a former Satanist did something.
Right. Yeah, the
like
movie
cursed the land or something. I'm like, really?
Yeah, and so like I believe looking into the movies and like with the Warrens, like they definitely, or I believe it was only her, Elizabeth Warren, that was alive at the time when but she was at the filming and like co-signed the first one. I'm not sure about the second one. I know for sure she didn't with any of the spinoffs. Obviously, she's not here anymore, but she passed away. I don't, even when she was here, I don't think she like co-signed like all those spin-offs and the Annabelle shit and all the other things like that and the Nun. I don't believe so. So like, that's where they really went changing shit. Like that's why I think the first one stays really true to the stories more. I think
100%.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this final movie kind of goes back to the roots of the first one. It's called The Conjuring: Last Rites.
Okay. Be interesting to see where they.
Right. I've even tried looking. I don't know what case it's about.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a bunch of different theories as far as what case it is.
I hope it takes place in like Connecticut too, and has to do with all these other real things too. And,
here's my thought. What if it's Amityville?
Well, Amityville already happened because they already were at the house and they did which is true. They were there. They really did do like they went there and they investigated it. That's factual. That really happened. So that was true. That played a part in it.
What movie? No, The Nun 2. It ties to The Nun 2 because
the Last Rite one does.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because at the end of, I want to believe at the end of The Nun 2, they receive a phone call. That last scene is the Warrens receiving a phone call, and then that's it. About Maurice. So I think it's tying to the first one somehow. Regardless, I mean, you probably gonna go see it.
Oh, we're gonna go see it for sure. That's the problem with it. They're not here anymore. Like we said, they can't co-sign it. So the people that are filming the movie can go anywhere they really want with it. At least however you say your name, Farmiga, yeah, and Patrick Wilson and Vera's daughter's in it, I believe, too, still. So
her sister also plays the nun in The Nun. Not Val. She doesn't play the evil nun. She plays the good nun.
Tessa? Is that her sister? Or is that her?
That's her sister.
Oh, okay, younger sister then, I'd assume.
For
some reason, I always thought it was her daughter. God. I was like,
I thought
wow,
so too, but
damn.
I had to Google it once when I did years ago on another channel. I did a review for the Nun too, and I had to Google.
Yeah, I can't find any information other than that. It's okay. Yeah, it says plot under wraps. That's all it says.
Right.
Yeah. I thought the third one was cool in the sense that like it did tie to stuff that did happen, and it's like I said, I stayed down in Connecticut for a while, so I've been around those towns where it happened. They had the court case and the courthouse and all these different things from it. I visited some of these places, like I said. Yeah.
But
Conjuring's so cool though.
It's so perfect. Like you said, it covers the full spectrum of what a paranormal movie should be.
Yes.
Perfectly. Like from the subtle things of like the girl looking up, or Lorraine looking up behind her husband and seeing that leg swinging from the tree.
Yes.
That probably the most traumatic scene I've seen in a movie. That fucking thing on top of the walk-in. What are those called? Wardrobe.
Yeah,
thing?
We'll call it that. Yeah.
I'm only calling it that because of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
The wardrobe?
So, I believe so. Yeah.
But that thing up there, that scene where she's like, where the one girl's looking up and then the sister turns around and it zooms in on it.
Yeah.
And then it jumps down on her and then
she's possessed.
Does whatever it does.
Yeah, it does.
Like, that alone lives rent-free in my head as one of my favorite scenes in a horror movie.
Yeah. And there's so many great horror movies out there like that are made in different countries. Like I'll just be scrolling and be like, oh, this movie came out and blah 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 blah, and it's got subtitles of this, but all these other movies were made of it, pretty much copied from it, and there's so many great ones out there. Like
I'm kind of glad you brought that up.
European, Asian, Chinese, Japanese film movies. Korean movies.
Dude, okay, I firmly believe, I don't know if you've ever seen it, it's an Asian zombie film called Train to Busan.
Oh, that's so good. So
Love
good.
it. It reminded me so much of World War Z.
Yeah.
Because how the zombies are running. I'm like, this is better than World War Z.
For sure. It was way better. Yeah. It's one of the great zombie movies of all time, without a doubt.
Fucking phenomenal. But then there was this Spanish paranormal movie. You might have heard of it. It's called Veronica.
Ooh, yeah. It's on Netflix. Ooh, that freaked me out. You're damn right.
Yeah, dude.
And it's hard for me to watch a movie with subtitles or not with subtitles when they had the different, going on.
Yeah, but that one was subtitles.
But it was captivating too. It made you want to watch it, and it made you not want to watch it too.
Dude. Yeah, there was this one specific part of the movie where So, obviously during these movies, me and you, we speak English. We're focused on the subtitles because we got to read what they're saying. And I just hear a voice go, bruja, which is Spanish for witch.
Right.
And I just look up and there's this freaky ass thing on the screen. I jumped so hard, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you understand that movie and you've seen it.
Yeah. And then, so you have the movie, what's it called? Let the Right One In?
Yes.
Is that the original one?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the original one though is made in what, Russia or Ukraine or something like that, right?
And then we got an American kind of
right. And I watched that when it came out, and I thought it was fucking great.
Yeah,
very well done. Then they did the American one with Chloe Grace Moretz, yeah. Which I thought
was okay. It was okay.
It was cool. They did it right to show love to it. And then they had a series that was on Showtime. Just got done a year ago, which I thought was fucking amazing.
Really?
Amazing. So good.
Watch
it's different. Then? Oh my God, watch it. It's different from the movies. It's Americanized, and they're it's so fucking good. So good. Got canceled. There's no season 2. It's a fucking crime, dude. It's a fucking crime. It's so good. I love it. I still have it saved, the whole season, and I still put it on and rewatch it.
No shit. Okay.
At night when I go to
Me and you are weird ass individuals. The shit we watch before bed.
But yeah, so segueing, like I love vampire movies. I love vampires. I love Dracula. Like that's my favorite one.
Son of a
Bela
bitch.
Lugosi. I love Dracula. I love vampires.
What did you think of the last voyage of the Demeter?
I didn't think it lived up to the hype, but I thought it was cool. I loved the ending.
The ending was crazy cool.
I love the ending. I hope they make like a part 2 to it.
Same.
Yeah.
With him realizing like, oh shit, it's alive. And he's just sitting at the bar.
Yeah, and it passes by him and it leaves a thing like it's like, and then we got like the regular Dracula story. But as many people say, like reading the book by Bram Stoker, like that is one of the best parts that has always been left out of a lot of the original movies is the part on the ship on the Demeter.
The Demeter, yeah.
For them to make a movie to cover just that part of the story is great.
To make a movie out of that small story,
right? And so there's a series on. It's a 3-part series, or I guess you could call it a series or limited series on Netflix. It's called Dracula. Came out a few years ago.
I've watched it.
BBC made it. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I fucking loved it.
It was good. It was.
I freaking love it. It is so freaking different and out there, but it stays like true to the story somewhat too. And then from the second to the third part, it is such a swerve.
Dude.
Such a twist. You do not see it coming. Right?
No. Yeah.
But they cover the first part beautifully. And they add more stuff in to make it creepy to go with the original story. The second part covers the Demeter, the ship, somewhat in a way, right? Then the third part, we can't. It just goes fucking modern day.
Yeah, which
I want.
The more
I
think about it, that was fucking amazing.
I want a part, dude. I've watched it so many times. It came out during COVID-19, like, and all that stuff too. So like, you had nothing but time to watch it, dude. I freaking love it. Just like, did you have sexual intercourse with Dracula? Like all the just. Oh, it's so good though. It's so good. It makes so much sense.
If anybody hasn't seen Dracula, do yourself a favor. Set a few days aside and just get through it.
The guy played him, did such a good job too.
Who is that guy? I feel like I've seen him in something.
Yeah, he's been in a few smaller roles. People wanted to come back to make another part to it.
Should.
Yeah, but how it ended, they definitely could do it. There was like some small parts of the last episode that I didn't care for, but overall, I thought it was. He was funny too.
Yeah,
he was funny, but he was also fucking psycho too, and scary and funny, welcoming and everything. Like,
very misleading as far as his intention.
Yeah,
but
cutthroat. Like, yeah, but yeah. So, anyways, like. And vampire shit, like I love True Blood, huge True Blood fan.
I didn't care for True Blood.
You didn't? I loved it. I thought there was parts. Boys. I thought there was. Yeah, I love Lost Boys. That's on my list too.
Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I even like the one remake that they made, the Tribe.
Yeah, thank you.
The Tribe is good.
Thank you.
The Tribe was good. Like, it's not the first one. It's not the first one, but I freaking loved it, man.
It's good. It's up there.
Campy. It's campy, and it's got freaking Corey in it. Like,
I fuck with the Tribe so hard.
Yeah, the Lost Boys is great though. So good. Fright Night. How about Fright Night? The original Fright Night.
The original Fright, not the fucking new one.
Yeah, the new one was okay with Colin Farrell and but...
Oh shit, that's right. That was Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It was all right. It's very different, but the first.
Totally different take on the story.
Yeah.
But
I want to ask.
The last.
Yeah.
What?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the last horror movie I have to talk about is The
Okay.
I don't know if you ever see that one with the grandparents.
I think.
Where the two kids go to spend a week with the grandparents.
God. That movie is okay. Yeah. Okay.
And like the twist at the end when they're FaceTiming their mom, and they're like, "Grandma's acting real weird."
Yeah.
Grandpa's doing this, that, and she's like, "Well, let me see it." And she shows her mother, the grandparents. She goes, "Sweetie, those aren't your grandparents."
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yep. Yeah, that movie was freaky. It was freaky. Yeah.
Like, the grandma's running around the house naked, banging her head on the walls and shit. And then they find the bodies of their grandparents in the fucking shed.
That's right.
Under a pile of this dude's adult diapers.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this movie?
It's fucked up. It is.
It's so fucked up.
It's freaky too. I'll give you that. Like, there's jump scares in it too. It's freaky. It's kind of funny. It's kind of yeah. Okay.
Like the creepiest scene is when they're playing tag under the house,
and
then the grandma just scurries up and tags her.
It's true.
I'm like, okay, no.
That's one of those freaky ones. For sure.
I recommend the visit to anybody who wants to fucking have their skin crawl.
Yeah. So,
because that gets you.
Right. So, like I talked about lately, like Long Legs, I think that's one of the best ones I've seen in a while. You have to see it to really make your own judgment and understand the genre. You know what I'm saying? For it.
Right.
But a new one of the more recent ones, one of my more favorite ones was the one with the hand.
Talk
to me. Amazing.
Bro,
amazing.
The twist at the end too.
Oh yeah, so good. And there is a prequel being made.
No way.
Yeah, they had already started making it a little while ago. Yeah.
Dude, yes.
And the fact that it was made on such a small budget too, and I believe in Australia.
Wasn't it made by a bunch of YouTubers?
I think so.
Rocka?
Something like that, yeah. But yeah.
Dude, fucking they nailed it. If you guys see this, put us in the movie. I want to be it. I want to be in a horror movie at least once.
I thought the girl that Sophie Wilde that played in it. Yeah, it's by A24. They've been doing a lot of
A24 crushes it lately.
Yeah.
They got a new one coming out with Sebastian Stan. I can't remember the name of it. It looks fucking weird.
Yeah.
A Different Man or something.
Yeah. Wow, it's just so good. And it's so original. The story is so different.
Yeah.
Like, I've almost bought that hand. They sell it as like it's an incense holder.
Really?
It's like life size. Yeah, it'd be kind of freaky to have, right? But
I don't know. I'd be afraid to touch it.
I know, right? It's so good and so original.
Like, imagine you sit down, hold it, say, talk to me, and next thing you know,
yeah, it's one of them things too. Like, the movie it's like it's so different, and it ties so many different things, and like there's comedy in it too, and it's just like there's everything, and it's creepy, and it's just
when the little kid starts bashing his head, dude.
Oof, hard. Yeah. She's laying there, like, after it happens, like in the pouring rain, and like the thing goes over her head or puts the arm around her, like the one.
Bro, see, now I want to watch a horror movie.
Talk to Me is so good.
I'm so happy you brought that shit up.
Hereditary was amazing also. Some people didn't like it. I thought it was great.
I'm on the boat of I'm on the fence with it.
That was one thing that was like you didn't quite, and all
it was better than Mama. I'll say that.
Yeah, way better. Yeah, the guy that makes those movies, they're all kind of out there and different too. Like, you think they like Midsummer and yeah.
All right, you brought up Midsummer.
Yeah,
I fucking hated that.
I loved Hereditary way more. A lot of people love Midsummer. I thought it was okay, but I thought it was out there, and I got more from Hereditary. Hereditary scared the shit out of me more. I thought Midsummer's is more disturbing and fucked up. Like, Hereditary, supernaturally and like satanic, like.
Maybe I gotta rewatch Hereditary. Maybe I'm just forgetting a lot of it because it was a while ago.
I seen it in the movie theater, man, and when I seen that lady on the fucking ceiling,
I forgot about that part. Now
I couldn't sleep that night, man. Oof, god damn. Well, like, it wasn't even the head that did it for me. The head freaked me out. Like, I've only watched it 2 or 3 times. I had rewatched it probably like a month ago. Yeah, and like it didn't quite have the same effect, but I noticed a lot more. And from looking things up, because there's a lot you really don't know, right? So do it if you have time. People, deep dive into that movie. And like the meanings and like the little things of it, because there's a lot to it, and like foreshadowing in it and stuff like that. It's out there. Yeah, there's a lot to it.
I got some time after work tomorrow. Maybe I'll throw that on before I continue my binge watch of Yellow Jackets.
How about It Follows? She killed it. She's in Long Legs. She's the FBI agent.
Oh, that's her. I knew she looked familiar.
And they're making a
sequel. What's it called?
Is it They Follow?
I think it's They Follow.
Or something. Yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes. But
Same.
that's a very original movie, like story too. Like Talk to Me was, and you know, in my opinion. So that's what made it great too. It's weird, it's fucked up, like
I'm glad you brought
creepy.
that one up.
Yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't put it up there as some of the best, but I thought Drag Me to Hell was good.
That's a classic, bro. Drag Me to Hell is a classic.
It was shot very well, like the story of it. I thought it was good. Like the ending is just like fucked, like you know, yeah.
And that's just a testament to show that not every good horror movie has to be rated R.
Mm-hmm.
That's a PG-13 movie, just like
creepy.
The Haunting in Connecticut was PG-13. I loved the first Haunting in Connecticut.
True, based off true events, also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just another one. Like you don't need to be rated R. You don't have to have over-the-top swearing, nudity like crazy.
Yeah.
You have a compelling story. Throw in a couple well-placed jump scares and the scary soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
You're good.
Absolutely. It was just good. Great story.
For me, like it starts with the soundtrack.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, did you see the first Omen?
I did, yes.
Like that movie did
the original one?
Or no, the one that just came out. Yes. It's a prequel to the Omen.
I did see it. Yes, you're right. Yep. They're at like the monastery.
Yes. And then she's gives birth to the babies.
Okay, yeah. I just watched it. I should know that. Yeah.
So like that movie, The Nun, and The Conjuring all utilize the same like guttural kind of like that noise is fucking. You throw that noise in a movie, I automatically think it's good. Like that's just what it is, and like it starts with the soundtrack, and then you got to have decent actors.
Yeah.
But
I got a few more. I got a bunch more movies I actually have to mention. But how about The Thing? The Thing, the original Thing.
Love it.
They redid it. Was great, but that's just like a movie too, right? Of
yeah,
its
and then
time.
the sequel, which was actually a prequel.
Right.
I loved it.
Did you see the movie Barbarian?
I did.
Okay, I liked it. Some people told me they didn't like it at all. I thought it was great. Yeah. I thought it was different. It's just so weird and stupid and funny, and like Justin Long is fucking hilarious in it.
Baby drink. I'm like, what the fuck is that thing?
Who better for all this bad shit to happen to too? Like the way they build it, like it's just like classic
Let's
heel.
look at Justin Long's track record in movies, horror movies.
Yeah,
he gets fucking ripped away and taken in Jeepers Creepers.
Yes. True.
He gets absolutely fucked in Barbarian. Is he just there for that?
Right. And I don't know. I guess it's considered a horror movie, Barbarian, right? I don't.
It could be. I mean, yeah.
And the way it starts with Skarsgård, you think it's going like he's like the killer or something in the house with the girl.
And he's just.
And it just takes a twist into this basement, and that goes like.
I didn't expect any of that.
Yeah. No. One of the greatest horror movies of all time, too, without a doubt, is House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh yeah, Rob Zombie, dude.
So good.
That man knows how to make a grotesque movie.
In high school, like shout out Pretty Deadly and everybody, like went to school with all the friends, like that's one of the movies we would just rewatch all the time.
Yeah.
At night, doing whatever, partying, like it. Yeah, The Devil's Rejects. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, like
Three from Hell.
Yeah, Yeah, too. And then Rob Zombie's other movies.
Rest in peace, Captain Spaulding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but the first one, man.
The couple driving through that town, dude,
it's so fucked up, too.
I love it. I love it. Everything about House of a Thousand Corpses
is different too, and like. It just takes so many turns. Like,
see, I put that and Devil's Rejects.
Yeah,
like, almost neck and neck.
Okay, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I think Devil's Rejects is like more of like a slasher, fucked up like movie. Like, you ever seen The House That Jack Built?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of Same with Three from Hell. Like,
yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses was just an overall good scary movie.
Yes.
And then
they didn't have those other ones planned when they dropped the first one. If it wouldn't yeah.
No.
Right.
And then, but when you get to Devil's Rejects and then Three from Hell, it went from just being a typical good scary movie to something that Rob Zombie completely made Rob Zombie.
Right. And I remember hearing that that song on his album before the movie even came out, if I remember correctly.
You are.
Like, oh wow, this
I used
song
to have
is
that
fucking
album.
nuts. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I got it for my birthday. I think that one. Wow, such a so fucked up and so out there and like everything. So good. Have you ever seen the movie The Burbs with Tom Hanks?
No.
Corey Feldman's in it. The Burbs. Okay. Have you seen the movie Disturbia?
The dude from Slipknot?
Corey Feldman?
No,
that's Corey Taylor, right?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. No, Corey Feldman's the one that's in the Lost Boys, right?
Yeah, sorry.
I believe I get his name mixed up with the
sorry,
other
Corey Taylor,
Corey's all the time.
I love Slipknot. I apologize.
Yeah, Corey Feldman. No, so you need to watch The Burbs. The Burbs. So they made a movie called Disturbia, which people I'm sure would remember with
Shia
LaBeouf, which I actually think is a decent movie. I actually like it. But it's somewhat. Are you
talking 1989?
Yes, it's somewhat based off this. It absolutely is. It's so good. It's comedy too, but it's also like it's so good. Yeah.
Oh.
Once you watch it, you'll be like, okay, I see where they got the idea for Disturbia.
I'm sure
from,
it's on Shudder, right? It's got to be on Shudder.
It might be on like freaking Hulu or something. I mean, it's got Tom Hanks in it. Come on, man. True. It's pretty. There's some big people in the movie. Yeah. Great movie. Great fucking movie. The Burbs.
You're giving me so much shit I gotta watch. I'm gonna be busy for the next month.
How about Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon?
Heard of it. Never seen it.
Oof. That movie freaked me out when I saw it too. That movie's very, very well. Very good. Gets hypnotized. Kevin Bacon gets hypnotized. Starts seeing visions of a girl that was murdered and stuff, and she starts haunting him.
I know what you're talking about. Why do I feel like I've never seen it, but I definitely know what you're talking about.
Came out in the 90s or early 2000s, exactly. Maybe.
You know what I just watched? I don't know if you've seen this. It's the newest, I can't think of Dave. His name's David. I can't think of his full name. Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. I watched it as soon as it came out. Well,
the ending was weird.
Yeah. I loved the premise of it and how it started and kind of got into it. But that towards the end, I was like, why did it have to end like this? They could have did so much more with it.
Right, with like her face splitting and becoming all lightning-y.
There was more story to it, and like they could have done so much more. But the idea behind it, I thought was great. The way it was filmed, like the little things in between, like things with the owl, the things like with the cult shit, and
right. Or like when the dude hypnotized the one guy to have worms coming out of him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
And then it's not real.
And then it just ends in like a very anticlimactic, weird way.
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
Right. It had to do with Bohemian Grove too and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
I thought it was cool. Very, very...
It definitely had like Terrifier level budget though.
Yeah. And then we talked about like The Exorcist and like movies like that. Possessed movie. I thought Deliver Us from Evil was a good movie. I liked that one. Thought it was freaky.
I saw that at the drive-in when it came out.
Did you? Okay.
Yes. That's with Eric Bana, right?
Yes.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I think the best part was at the beginning with the woman in the zoo.
Yeah, with the tigers or lions or whatever it is.
Yeah, that to me was the creepiest part of the movie.
I thought it was cool with like the detectives or whatever, New York City police on foot, and then just played into it and the army shit and the Middle Eastern and who
I gotta rewatch it. That was the only time I've actually seen it.
I think it's a creepy movie. I thought it was good.
Another one. I know you're gonna like this one. Ready? As Above, So Below.
That's a good one. Yeah, Catacombs. Yeah,
the Paris Catacombs. I still love that movie. I have a hard time finding it though because I would like to rewatch it. But like, and that's the thing with all these streaming services now that they
come and go.
They come and go, and if you don't catch it at the right time, like it's always on there when I don't feel like watching it. But then the moment I want to watch it, shit's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Frailty was a good movie growing up that I really liked.
Never heard of that one.
It's interesting. Yeah. Very, very interesting. It's actually got Bill Paxton in it and Matthew McConaughey, amongst others. Yeah. It's got a good score on Rotten Tomatoes, too. Yeah. It's very different. Yeah.
So I'll watch anything with Bill Paxton in.
It's got some twists in it.
Oh, man, guys.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah. Going back to one of the originals that was redone. Also, one of the great ones with Vincent Price would be The House on Haunted Hill.
Yes. Also remade into a decent show on Netflix.
True.
Probably one of the better horror shows I've watched in modern time. Yeah, that was a good story.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
You know me. I like anything with ghosts and paranormal and satanic shit. There's actually a trilogy on Netflix. You've probably seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Fear Street.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of campy. But overall, dude, the second one was my favorite at the summer camp. And then the third one, 1666.
Right. Oh, yeah. See, I thought it was all right.
I didn't mind them. I know they're making another one. I look forward to it.
I'm sorry. I confused you, too, when I said The House on Haunted Hill. They had made a...
Is that different than Haunting of Hill House?
Yeah, it's completely different, yeah. So the House on Haunted Hill actually came out in the 50s with Vincent Price, the original, which is one of the masters of horror, obviously, right?
Oh, dude.
But yeah, The Haunting of Hill House is for sure one of my favorite things, too. I loved it. Thought it was amazing.
100%. I mean, I don't think I've ever watched it fully.
Right.
I'm weird when it comes to older stuff like that. So, like, if it looks too unbelievable to me,
The House on Haunted.
I vaguely remember it. I have to rewatch.
The one that just came out like a few years ago.
Oh, the new one.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, not the old.
Oh, sorry.
I'm talking about House on Haunted Hill, the old one. Yeah, Hill House is amazing.
The show on Netflix was phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely. One of the best.
It was
scariest shows.
And then the Haunting of Bly Manor.
Sadder. It was more sad, like more of a love ghost story type.
Wasn't that the girl from You, or she in?
Yes, she was in all of them.
Okay,
she's in the first one too. Yeah. And a lot of them are also in Midnight Mass and The Fall of the House of Usher.
Yep,
all made by the same people, I believe.
The Fall of the House of Usher, dude. The second episode, the orgy.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, crazy.
They all melted. I'm like, I was watching the screen of this face. I'm like,
right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Another one that's not really horror, but it's more like psychological or like scary. Have you ever seen The Green Room with like the Nazis and the bar with the punk rockers? Okay, yeah. I like that one too. I'm a fan of that. And then you mentioned
Green. I think this will be the last one I bring up. The Green Inferno.
Ooh, yeah.
Your face says it all, dude.
Yeah. All those like the cannibal Holocaust or whatever. They're all the same freaking premise thing, or made after or changed in different language to the same title or whatever. But yeah. Man, there's so many great horror things out there. We're gonna have to revisit this another time.
This could be like a monthly thing if we want.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that because I feel like this is gonna be a hit. Because this is our niche right here.
We're already at an hour and 20 minutes, folks.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could keep going for another fucking hour and a half.
Yeah, we're going to have to do more horror movie stuff. I think this might be our thing.
Maybe. This might be our niche.
Yeah.
We'll see how it hits.
Niche.
Niche?
I don't know.
Mitch? What?
I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know. Oh my God, what is that?
I think that's my house. It's fucking something just tackles you over the computer.
Give me a job. That was perfect. That was great acting. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Unless you got something else you want to add or save it for the next round.
We'll save it for the next one. We got plenty to go around for everybody.
All right, guys. Without further ado, me and we're hitting the hay. He's got the knife. I got the mask. Y'all better watch out. Give us a subscriber. We'll fucking find you.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm Kev. That's Andy saying,
squad out.
Damn.